Good afternoon. My name is Niko House, host of the political radio show Mikase Sukasa. And I've been wanting to speak about this for some time now, a few days. As most of you know, I've been keeping up and doing my best to keep up with the developments of the Seth Rich case and Kim.com's involvement in this case. There has been, for lack of a better word, a lot of conspiracies forming around this case. But the conspiracies are not coming from the independent right-wing and left-wing progressive media. The conspiracies aren't coming from people like Kim.com or Sean Hannity or those alike. The conspiracies all seem to be coming from the mainstream media. Now, as most of you know, I don't like the phrase conspiracy theory. It attempts to defame and delegitimize the phrase conspiracy theory, and it attempts to delegitimize the word conspiracy and delegitimize the word theory. If you conspire against the United States government, you need to understand that you will go to jail, and you will go to jail for a very long time. Even if they think you're conspiring against the United States government, you will be going to jail. It's not a question of if, it's when. Okay? What they're accusing Julian Assange of at this very moment in WikiLeaks, and even Kim.com in some publications, and Guccifer too, and those alike, they're accusing them of conspiring with Russia against the United States government. Now, that is what the contemporary definition of a conspiracy theory would be, if it was true, but it's not. It's been proven time and time again. But a conspiracy theory looks more like what we are seeing now. They keep saying that Russia is guilty. Julian Assange, I apologize, worked for Russia. WikiLeaks all of a sudden is working for Russia, even though Democrats used to sing the praises of WikiLeaks when they were leaking out information about the Bush administration and Cheney. Want to know how that's verifiable? Well, Chelsea Manning is now free, and she was the leaker of a lot of the Bush-Cheney leaks to WikiLeaks, and Obama was the one who actually released her, vindicated her as well. What looks like a conspiracy theory or things like that, right? Because what started this entire thing was just people saying, like literally party members from the Democratic National Committee saying, we think it's Russia. There was no fact, there was no proof. What carried it even further into the general election was that these random intelligence agents went further and said, we think it's Russia, and Putin hacked the election also. You can see it in my face that I probably wasn't buying it then. I'm not buying it now. Because Kim.com has wrote an open letter to the Rich family, of course, saying that you need to stop defaming my name, talking to not the Rich family per se, but the spokesperson for the Rich family. And it seems as if every single time that there is a revelation in the Seth Rich case, there's a revelation within the statements of Kim.com, etc., etc., mainstream media attacks like a rabid dog with these notions of conspiracy theories and accusations and alleging people are crazy, and Fox News has retracted a statement that they didn't make because they didn't make any statement. In fact, actually it was Hannity, and Hannity didn't retract shit. So saying that Fox News didn't research, and all these people aren't researching, but the facts are right out there. They claim that Kim.com hacked Seth Rich's emails and said that he created a false evidence, whatever that is, false evidence. I don't know if you can have false evidence. Evidence is just that, evidence. Whether at least anything is really what's true or not. But either way, Now, these are the same publications, Vox and Washington Post and others, the same publications, Slate being one of them as well, that claim that he had no evidence whatsoever. And then as soon as he writes an open letter to the family claiming that he does in fact have evidence and he will in fact go and speak under oath in front of a congressional committee if they decide to do an investigation, all of a sudden he has false evidence, and all of a sudden he hacked Seth Rich's emails to get false evidence and fabricate them. Now, granted, I'm not saying a hacker could not do so, but it would be extremely hard to backdate emails allegedly and backdate conversations and perfectly, because he's an email guy. He's not a phonetics, teacher, instructor. He's, to match the exact syntax of Seth Rich's emails, and which you'd only be able to do if you knew how Seth Rich spoke, by the way, and which would probably indicate that he's had conversations with Seth Rich. So that would just probably prove his point even further. But even still, the talent and the trouble that it would take to do that, the government could find out really fast if he was lying or not. So why not just let him present the information? If the facts are wrong, then just we'll find out. But no family that I've ever talked to or heard of would talk to somebody who found out, hey, they do have information that could help us solve this murder, and then say, don't present them. There's a frenzy going on within the mainstream media within the Democratic Party. I talk about it on another video discussing HA's debate with Hank Heinkoff, I can't remember his name, but he's a DNC consultant. Used to work for Bill Clinton, friends with Hillary Clinton, friends with the former president of the Dominican Republic, which the president of the Dominican Republic is also friends with Bill Clinton. What a surprise, right? But goes up and just says there's no facts, there's no facts, there's no facts, there's no facts. There's plenty of facts. The fact that the private investigator never made the statements that they are alleging he retracted is a fact. The fact that Donna Brazil contacted the parents and the police department after the private investigator called Donna Brazil is a fact. The fact that this DNC consultant, aka cleanup guy, was assigned to the Seth Rich family. He's not being paid by them. They didn't ask for him, and that's a fact. He was assigned. The fact that the private investigator was never his statements by the family and by the private investigator. They've been calling them everything. They've been trying to insinuate that it's a lie, but they've been calling his statements everything but a lie. Why? Because that's a lawsuit. Or some people quote it on some of my videos because they I said it in an interview with HA, because it's true. It's a lawsuit for that ass. That is a lawsuit for that ass if you lie or allege that this private investigator is lying. There's even been attack articles against the private investigator saying because he was accused of smoking weed one time, even though the charges were dropped, that we can't trust his word. I'm not sure about you all, but people that I know that smoke weed tend to tell the truth a little bit more often than not, especially when they're hot. But that's beside the point. Okay? There's a cleanup going on. There's a massive avoidance and denial of facts that are being presented. This DNC consultant did the same thing while debating H.A. Goodman, and we're seeing this pattern form over and over and over again. So what's up? Why is it every time that we have a major story breakthrough about Seth Rich, the media never brings up the story, the breaking story, but they say they defame, they discredit, the same thing they did with Julian Assange. They defame, they discredit. It's the same pattern. They suppress, then when the suppression doesn't work, they defame and discredit. And then when that doesn't work, the truth comes out. Thank you all so much for watching. Please always remember, find your balance, like and subscribe. Peace.